All right then, so now what we have to do is, so let's close this. Okay, so let's minimize it. So let me bring the browser over here, because now what we are going to do is, since we discussed how to work with the MongoDB and all those things, now we understand how the MongoDB database it's working, how to query, insert, update, delete. We know that. Now, what we're going to do is how it's making real impact on real applications. So we are going to build a RESTful API services by using Node.js, TypeScript, Express, and we are using Prisma and MongoDB, right? So MongoDB is just a database. So we are going to use some ORM to work with the databases, and we are going to create the RESTful API services for a blog applications. So let's see how to do that. In order to do that, first we need to understand what is Prisma, which we are talking about. Prisma, right? Well, basically, Prisma is an open source database toolkit that simplifies database access and management. Well, it's really helpful for the developers, right? So it provides a modern and type safe database ORM, which means object relational mapping for Node.js and TypeScript. Well, Prisma enhances the developer experience by offering powerful features and benefits that makes the database operations more efficient. Okay, so let's discuss much more about the Prisma, how to use the Prisma with the MongoDB and everything, right? So all you have to do is to click this and you have to go through what is Prisma and how they are making impact on the real-time applications. All right. So just take your time and please go through this official documentation, how to work Prisma with different databases available on the online like MongoDB, PostgreSQL, MySQL. In this case, we're going to use the MongoDB, right? Since we already know how to use the MongoDB. So that's the reason. So first one important thing, that why we need Prisma. Basically, Prisma is type safety. So it will check every time whenever you're compiling a program with the TypeScript. Then productivity. So Prisma helps you to write the queries in a much efficient way, basically because auto-generated queries. And when it comes to migration, Prisma, it really comes handy. Then performance. It helps you to write more optimized queries. Well, basically when you're working with the SQL queries, and it's really easy to use also. That's the reason we are preferring to use the Prisma, right? Now let's download the code editor which we are going to use in this, which is going to be, in this case I'm using the Visual Studio Code. So you guys are feel free to download whatever the code editor that you prefer to use. So let's go ahead and click this and download the stable release from this website. In this case I already downloaded. So let me open the Visual Studio Code. So let me bring it to this screen. Wait a minute. Over here. So once you downloaded the code editor, so we have to make some changes. We have to make some changes on our development environment. What we have to do is click this manage option and go to this themes setting. So let me make it a little bit bigger so we can see it clearly. So here click this manage option. Under the theme section you have color theme and file icon theme. So first let's change the color theme. So go to the color theme and choose whatever the color theme that you prefer to use, and click this browse additional color theme, so you can download multiple color themes over here, right? In this case I'm using this RU Mirage because this gives me more comfortable when I'm writing coding either in a late night or even at the early morning. So that doesn't give me eye irritations or anything when I'm working with this code editor, right? Then we need to do one more thing, that is under the themes you can see the file icon theme. So please go ahead and download the material icon theme just by clicking this install additional file icon theme. You can download this material icon theme. So the reason why we are downloading this icon theme, because every time whenever we are going to create a new file and all those things, because we need to understand what kind or type of file it is. That's the reason we need that material icon theme over there. So feel free to download any other extensions as your preference, as you preferred. right? Then we need to download certain extensions. So click this extensions. So you need to download this prettier. So basically this prettier will helps you to customize and formats your code. So while you're writing, we used to write the code in a more shuffled way. So not everyone will used to write the codes in an organized way. So it helps us to align our content properly, our code content properly. That's the reason. Then you need to download one more extension, which is nothing but this Prisma. Because since we are going to work with the Prisma, of course, you need to highlight the keywords and you need to format the codes and auto corrections and everything. So that's the reason you need to download and install this package. If you haven't downloaded any of these extensions and all these things, please go ahead and download it, because these things will really comes handy when you're working with the Prisma. Okay. Now, since we already download and install the Visual Studio Code, let me close this and let's make sure. So we have all these things which is necessary. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to close this. Let me make it a little bit smaller and let me keep it on the another screen because I don't need this right now. Let me bring it over here. Okay, so now I'm going to create a new folder over here and I'm going to say Prisma MongoDB blog API, something like that. Let me open this on a new terminal folder and let me open it on the Visual Studio Code, and there we go. All right, so now we have ourselves the complete project which we opened it. Yep, see, Prisma MongoDB blog API. All right, cool. So now what we have to do is we have to create the we have to do the necessary stuff what we need to do for building the application. So we having the databases and everything. So first what we have to do is I have to install the Prisma in this over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say clear and I'm just going to say npm init. So basically what we're instructing over here is, before running all these things, you need to download the Node.js. So please go ahead and download the Node.js, and npm is one of the package manager which helps you to download and initialize the Node projects. So basically we are going to initialize the Node project. So that's the reason we are running npm init. So this will helps you to initialize your project. So package name, of course, I'm going to use the same version, is going to be same description, and what is the entry point file it's going to be. In this case, entry point file is going to be the app.js. Then no test command, no git repository, no keywords, authors, leave it everything empty and hit the S. So now you should able to see the package.json which is generated over here. Cool, right? So apart from that, other fields are completely empty. So clear it. So now what I'm going to do is first I need to install the Prisma. So I'm just going to say npm install Prisma, and I need the Prisma client also. So at Prisma/client. These are the two packages that we need to work with the Prisma on the Prisma client. These are the two packages that's necessary. So hit the enter. So that will start downloading from the node. All right then, so now we successfully downloaded, and you can see once downloaded you should be able to see all the necessary packages, and along with that you should be able to see the Prisma packages over there. So now all I need to do is I need to initialize the Prisma. So in order to do that, all I have to do is to npx Prisma init. So this will helps you to initialize your Prisma. So if you hit the enter, so that is going to generate a new folder called Prisma, and along with the two other files also generate an env and git ignore. So which is the environment variable, and by default you can see it's having the environment variable for your database URL, which is the PostgreSQL. So we need to change this into our MongoDB connection URL. And in the Prisma folder, you can able to see the schema.prisma. This is the place where we are going to write our database schema in order to work with. Okay, and you can see these are the data providers that it support: PostgreSQL, MySQL, SQLite Server, MongoDB, or CRUD DB, right? So in this case, we are going to use the MongoDB. So I'm going to show you how to customize these things and configure the MongoDB in the next session.